By the title of this video, you already know what's up. I blew up my Cayman. What happened? A lot has changed since we've last spoke. It's been a while. We've reached 100,000 on Instagram. We reached 100,000 on TikTok. I cut my hair. Most importantly, you're probably like, bro, there's writing all over your car. That is because we hosted a charity in November for pancreatic cancer awareness. If you guys aren't aware, my grandmother passed away from pancreatic cancer about 5 years ago. And so their color was purple. We hosted a charity event. So everybody who donated got to write their name on the car. So that is what all the signatures are for. We're gonna be changing this wrap up anyways. It was getting a little tired. That's not the point of this video. I think what would work best right now, let's pull the dash cam footage and kind of show you guys what I experienced. After editing this and reviewing the footage, what happened? I'm convinced that Post Malone cursed my car. I fell apart, the car falls apart, literally at the moment. It could not be more on time. What a bigger coincidence. There's no possible way. Post Malone put this on me. He wrote this song so that my car would fall apart. No, let's go back in time and explain to you guys really what happened. Here are some clips I filmed with my phone, posted on my Instagram story and everything the day that it happened because I thought this thing had blown up, and when I jacked this thing up in the air, I was getting confirmation as if it were blown up because there's oil everywhere and I found metal bits in the under trays and yeah, what not good. So what had happened, let's break this down. The vacuum pump exploded. More like the vacuum pump bolts for the housing or the cap of the housing, whatever, backed out. And when that happened, the components for the vacuum pump fell apart, and because it's attached to the camshaft, when it comes apart, you lose oil pressure. The biggest caveat is the space to actually fix this thing. It's like this big. The way that we're gonna have to fix this is to drop the engine. That's what we're doing today. Welcome back. What is up, everybody? My name's Tyler. I build automotive content. I build cars, motorcycles, things. And now it's time to make our kickstart back onto YouTube, doing what I love. I've been primarily for the last year and a half making short form content for TikTok and Instagram. I've missed you guys. Also, I know I've been doing a lot of talking, but before we get started, check out the new Race Supply merch. We got this green hoodie, Race Supply LLC on the back. We also got hats. We have a whole new line of merch, which will be up on the screen. If you guys are interested in supporting me, supporting the brand, supporting anything that I do, click the link down below, cop yourself some merch. We have this hat, we have the camo hat, we have other stuff, the trucker hat. It's sick. Okay, I'm actually gonna change because I don't want to ruin this. These are samples, but by the time you're watching this, we're already gonna have the full line out and ready to go. But for right now, I still have to shoot stuff with this, so it's coming back off. Did I also forget to mention that we blew up the front aero pans and the front carbon lip in the same week that we blew up the Cayman? We're down bad. We've pulled off the flat panel under trays right here because, I hope you guys are looking up. No, I'm looking at it right. The flat panel under trays covered everything right here. So these are solid aluminum coolant lines, and if we're going to drop the engine, these things are bolted in. I've already removed the 10 mils right here, and this is just connected to it, so it should swing down. However, we have this plate right here that these things are connected to. So this, I believe, is a special socket like this. This is called an E14, I believe. All right. No, see, the hoses are actually attached to this thing. All right, now we have our play. Let me know what you guys think of filming like this. Should I just film all the videos from this perspective and you guys can see what it feels like? We'll clean all this stuff up later, and you guys can like be here with me working on this thing together, so I don't just feel like a loser and loner by myself fixing this broken Porsche that's way too expensive. And now I have this car and that car and my motorcycle. Poor financial decision, poor life choices. Don't do this. You really don't know what you're signing yourself up for. Time to get sketchy. That back wheel's now up. This wheel's up. This wheel's up. That's the only one that's down. Okay, let's get a little main cam actions for you guys. So, if we lay down, the vacuum pump sits right here. This spinny thing shouldn't do that. For reference, how tight this is my hand. Look at how tight this is. I can't even turn my hand right here. So, this is a really, really poor placement for this thing. Probably going to need this. Time for the dangerous part, so. Heck yeah. She came down. All right, boys. So what I ended up doing was disconnecting all of these hoses because they were getting in the way. What I found is that this 8mm wrench fit on these star bits like this, and so I've literally just been sticking the 8mm in there and slowly but surely wrenching those little bolts off. I officially have all of the bolts out and I have this line off, and luckily I bought a new one of these. I wasn't going to, but luckily I did because look, it pinched it closed. And this thing theoretically should fucking come out. Fuck, you gotta be kidding me. There's not enough space between the engine and the firewall for this thing to come out. Don't do that to me. I was supposed to pay attention to the orientation of the way that this thing fucking came out. And of course, you got to be shitting me, bro. How do I get this thing out if it doesn't have space to come out? You gotta be kidding me. I gotta regroup and get my shit back together. Okay, hold on.
We'll return after these messages.
I've made some progress. Just literally shimmying this thing as much as I can. Oh, it's fucking out. Look at this thing. This is what created all this havoc. So, because I'm replacing this whole unit, oh, Jesus Christ, let's just break our brand new one, huh? A few concerns here. I don't really know how we're going to address them. Cog piece right here and this cog piece are supposed to be in the same position so that I can bolt this back in. However, you guys saw how tight that was, and that really just pulling it out simply was not actually the, opportunity that we had to put this back together. Now, how am I going to see the position of the camshaft in the little two clips? I don't know. So right now what I think I'm going to do is stick my phone up there and try and record the position that it's in, and try my best. That's what I got for you. Pause the video right now. Comment down below. Send your boys some some good vibes right now. Pause the video and send me some good vibes because I need them. I need it bad. I'm down bad. I don't know how this is gonna get back in. And you know what? We're trying. Here to report back with a new issue that I discovered. In the midst of the chaos of the cap disintegrating, I got a low pressure line like I explained earlier, I believe. And I found a sleeve and I pulled it off, and guess what? These two wires right here, you know what they go to? This is our oil pan. This is our oil sensor. The oil pressure sensor light went off. Why? Because the fucking wires got cut off. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And you want to know where the wires are at? Yes, indeed.
They're up here. The wire repair isn't difficult. It's, again, the location where these things are at. It may, I didn't check the rest of this harness, what it's connected to is also connected to the O2 sensor. And I can't see right now if the O2 sensors are cut through as well, but it very well may be. Just an iconic thing to have explode. I mean, very upset with what I'm discovering, but what I guess the fortunate thing is none of this is crazy expensive. This little hose here that got crushed and bent was $100. This vacuum pump was $100 or like 140. So in total, it's $240. The issue with this is if you weren't mechanically inclined or chasing this issue yourself, this would be multiple $1,000s in labor for somebody to take off and fix. I have no doubt, because there's no way they don't drop the engine to try and do this.
Big update. The seats are out. Didn't think we were doing an interior job, huh? But guess again. We had to take everything out and disassemble our whole rear firewall so that we can get this right here. This beautiful wiring harness right here is the wire that got sliced that I fished up through this firewall. And we can now extend and repair, which is just huge win right now. Another benefit of this, that the interior is now apart. This is the cable to my backup camera that has been disconnected since I went to SEMA. So now we can thread this back through here because I didn't reconnect it, and I finally built the connections to put this thing in. Crazy journey for this stupid freaking vacuum pump. I might as well just say fuck it and drive without brakes, dude. Boys are back in action. Got a new battery going on this thing. Got a new light coming out here. This, hands down,
if you guys can see all that, look at all that fucking oil. Most difficult things I've ever done for a part that is not difficult to replace. Like a camshaft could be hard, valve timing, a head gasket. Like, this has been a fucking bitch and a half just to replace this vacuum pump. And it is not even over yet, dude. I'm committed to this. I'm so committed, I've ripped a hole in my pants. I've ripped a hole in my boxers. I've got bare cheeks on the fucking ground right now, dude. I got bare cheeks on the ground, and I'm still rolling around here trying to tighten this bolt.
time to install this thing.
I know it sounds like it'd be simpler to do this with this already installed, but at 10 out of 10, I promise you, will not be. Simply because these bolts would be impossible to tighten. They just would never. You'd never be able to reach them. They're blocked. We're in, I think. I guess I have to set this one out. Just trying to get that bolt in right here.
We fucking did it, boys. Update. I know the last clip that you guys saw was me putting everything back in. It was getting dark and I had been underneath there all day, and so I just wanted to get everything done. So dropped the car back on the ground, took it on the test drive, everything seemed fine. So I drove it back home. In total, we've driven this car about 120 miles so far. With the repairs, and everything is good to go. No check engine light, no other indications saying that there's anything else wrong. The oil pressure, reading everything correctly. For anybody else who has to do this job, my heart goes out to you. Don't call me, I'm not coming out to help you. This sucks, I'm not doing it again. Especially if I gotta do it laying on the ground again. Not happening. Well, that just checks one thing off the list for the things that need to happen for the Cayman. Now we can start focusing on all the other stuff, like getting the front lip repaired, redoing this entire thing in carbon, making it nice again, making it not broken. Now we can start on the bike repair, get the Genesis repaired, get the cars back in working and cosmetically good looking condition so that they can both go out to a show together, get the bike looking good so we can get the bike out to a show together. It'd be insane to get both vehicles and the motorcycle dialed in and get it out to a show all together before I gotta start unloading cars. because there's a big project coming. I'm gonna need some funds. I don't know if this car is quite gonna go, but I know something has gotta go. So it might be, the Genesis is probably what's first on the chopping block, and then the bike, and then if need be, probably this car. And I know it would be sad, but I promise you the next build will be so much bigger and better, and it's gonna take so much freaking money. And I don't quite make money doing this yet. This is all like me funding it, working a 9 to 5, doing this as a hobby and trying to get my name in the space. You know, we've been to SEMA already twice. It would be really nice to get some accolades underneath my belt and start building some projects that really mean something. So yeah, I couldn't be more stoked. This is a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. And to everybody who may be new here and everybody who watches, thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out of here.